Hi, everybody. I'm here with Johnny and Denny for the weekly Sunday show. Thank you guys, everybody, for being here. To all, I think there's 279. I can't tell. I'm on StreamYard. So any special announcements, you guys?
Just a reminder, you no longer email me to book readings. You go to my website, www.JennLynnTarot, Jenn with 2 N's, Lynn with 2 N's.com to book readings now. It's all done online. The availability for appointments will show in your time zone, your computer time zone.
And you can pick your own time and your own day, whatever's available. So it's more convenient that way.
Yeah. And you don't have to wait months and months for me to email you back. I just want to thank Paula Stahl for this beautiful feather she hand painted. This dragonfly. I don't know if you can see the detail on the dragonfly. It's gorgeous.
Oh, that's beautiful, Jenny.
The colors, like it's so intricate. I don't know how she does this, but Paula, I have to hang it on my Christmas tree because Lucy sees a feather and thinks it's a toy.
Let me see yours, Johnny. If I may, please. Oh, that's gorgeous.
They're so pretty.
They're so pretty.
And there's so much detail in them. They're so fine. It's beautiful.
I haven't got
Becca's on the other side of the world, so she'll get hers eventually.
Yeah. I'm like over here at Hokey Pokey.
Oh, we're live Tuesday night with Johnny.
Yes, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It'll be me, Becca, Jenn, and Tony, and Adrian, I think. So it'll be all 5 of us. And we have some non-political questions, more spiritually based. So y'all be there for that.
Fun times. I totally forgot about that because my brain is like not even in
I'm
my
going to
body.
try to join Sienna Rose on the 23rd as well. It'll be 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 1 o'clock Mountain Time, for a strange question stream. So we will be there for that too.
It's 7 p.m. Eastern, right? 6
Yes.
p.m. Central.
Yes.
And I might be a few minutes late, but I will be there.
And 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So, oh, there's Paula. You can order one from her Facebook page, and it's called Paula's Painted Feathers. To get
I
one of
always say Paula's Painted Flowers for whatever reason.
the
Paint flowers too, Paula. That's what it is.
Well, they're beautiful, Paula. Absolutely beautiful. So, all right, you guys ready to get into some readings for fun time? Where should we start? Okay. You know what? Let's get a little snoopy. Everybody's reporting that the Russian hackers have just recently, within last week or 2 weeks ago, I'm not quite sure, probably within the week, have hacked the RNC. The RNC is saying no, but they're a bunch of liars. So can we look to see if the Russian hackers hacked the RNC?
Absolutely. Thank you, Mother Earth.
Thank you, Mother Earth.
They were hacked before when the DNC was, but I have a follow-up question to this one if we get a yes.
That is true, Velvet. Can you assign moderators from LiveStream, not LiveStream, from for StreamYard?
I can't, no.
Okay.
Do I need to?
I was going to say make Lisa Carolyn one because she's typing the, thank you, Rhonda.
Lisa Carolyn?
She's typing your questions in.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Just 1 second, please.
So that people can keep up with what we're asking and all that good stuff.
Well, thank you, Lisa. Let me see. I'm going to try to mute you guys, or actually, let me mute myself. How about that? But I do that. And when you guys are ready, just go ahead. I'm going to make you moderator.
I'm totally getting that they were hacked. Something changed. They didn't like it. Here's the Republican Party. Somebody moved in on them, crashed the hack. Thank you, Pam. They got a lot of details. And I think we're going to hear about this through some investigation. There's going to be talk. There's going to be more, like, it's going to be leaking out, sneaky leaking out. They're trying to cover it up, but somebody's whistleblowing on it, going to give it up. And I get that some of the things that are going to leak out, could bring an end to some of their careers. Like nasty stuff.
Sexually related things, maybe?
Like why do we still have a pedophile in the Congress?
Mm-hmm. What did you get, Mr. Johnny?
Translator, you don't have to moderate. That's all right.
Okay, let me go back in here, and I'll take Tres Leches. If you don't want to be one, I will take you off, my dear.
I get the Empress and the Page of Cups. Yes, and it ends in the Devil, mind you. This, I believe, is a collaboration with the Three of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups. Hacking, yes, because it was done in a hacking way. However, I think that there were some people on the RNC side that were inviting them to do such a thing. Because you have a lot of this little insider playing going on. So, and I don't see it as, because this is your warning. I see it as you can see it as a betrayal if you want, but you're betrayed by your own side. So, yeah.
That's my follow-up question right there, but I maybe a little more detailed. What do you get, Becca?
I get, they stole stuff, and they've been doing it repeatedly.
It's going to happen to you.
So is Trump putting Putin and Russians up to hacking the RNC so that he can get dirt on these people to blackmail them with, to keep them supporting him? Thank you, Bright Opal.
Thank you, Bright Opal. So the question is Trump putting the Russians up to hacking the RNC?
Yeah, is he working with Putin or somebody?
But that's what he wanted from the beginning. He wanted voter rolls and RNC, DNC, CNC, CBS. He wanted everybody's information.
Now, Johnny, my favorite video of yours last week was a little 2-minute one on who's going to regret next knowing Trump, and your little game show host voice was awesome.
When I ended the video, I laughed at that myself. I'm like, I ain't got no kind of sense.
Short little video, y'all need to see it.
Did Trump put them? I get the Devil first in Temperance. I'm not calling Trump the devil, but if the shoe fits, then we're two of them. So it's like, here's Temperance and the Devil, so they are working together. Now, mind you, they have been working together for a very long time, according to Michael Cohen and a whole bunch of other people. Putin has known Trump since, 53. So here with the Sun and the Eight of Cups, there are new horizons. This isn't abandonment. This is him going to some other projects. It's kind of like the moment you get new Congress, I need new information. You get a new Congress, I need new information. Because I need to know who is who. I need to know who to call. I need to know who to bribe. I need to know who to shut up. So forth and so forth. So, yeah, he put him up to it. Because mind you, also, Donald Trump has been bribing politicians on both sides since the 80s, is what he said, probably beforehand, but since the 80s is what he said. And he said that. So there
Yeah, because he always tells on himself. I get victory on the bottom. Yes, he did. Like, there's my yes card right there. Because he's been dissatisfied with the Republican Party. He felt like they were trying to push him out. So he did what he's done before. So I think he had them do it the first time also. I get there will be an investigation. This is going to come out. It's going to be in the media, or people are going to be talking about it. And I think they'll even find that Trump's behind this. So here's the hackers moving in, getting all the details for him, delivering it back to him. He was a little anxious by what they found out. We should ask what they found out.
That's the next question, Jenny.
And then I get all this stuff about money, securing money from corporations and stuff. Donors.
There's thank you right there. I would say yes, so that he can manipulate and have the upper hand, but it's financial.
It's like he wants their donor list.
He wants the donor list, or where the money's coming from, and it's large sums of money. It's the resources that he wants control over, and he wants to be able to manipulate and put things in his favor with the finances. So, what did they get? What did the Russian hackers get from the RNC?
Trojan virus. That's all you can get out of them. Can we also ask to, because we're talking about the recent hacking, right? Can we ask what did they get back then that they didn't use? Because they used info against the DNC, but they didn't use that info they got back then.
That we know of. They might have.
Yeah, that's true.
Thank you, Tara. These same cards keep coming out no matter how much I shuffle. I get its information on organizations, corporations, new knowledge about business dealings, who they were fighting with, who was supporting, who was charging in, who was blocking them from donations. So all the truth of that came out. There's also information when they charged in information of covering up a manipulation from a supporter. So like a donor that tried to manipulate them to vote a certain way on something, that kind of thing. It's insider information. And then, all the donations from the CEOs and stuff, all the heads of the corporations. It's coming out. It's going to get investigated, and it's going to be in the media. These same cards keep coming up. I'm trying to put them back in different places. They keep coming out.
There is conversations, emails, texts, smoke signal, whatever it is they're using to talk back and forth. There's also something about future candidates. Like there's a huge list about future candidates, people who are yet to be in the public eye for running, but there's a role with their name on it, and they got that information too.
Is there a little bat hanging upside down? Was there stuff on Stephen Miller? It's like a bat.
Then there is conversations back at this. I'm getting conversations for sure with the Eight of Wands, but there's a lot of conversations about who to support, who not to support. There is voter roles. There is also what would you call, like, vetting someone on where they stand on everything, and so that's a big thing in there too. But that's what I'm getting at. It's all about the people in that party, where they stand, who they are, when are they running, when are you going to be supported, who are you going to be supported by, so forth and so forth.
I kind of get the same thing too. If I read it directly, it's a financially burdened man and his results are coming out. If I read it metaphorically or symbolically, this could be someone like Ted Cruz. Cross in Spanish is cruz. The results, the mail, the documents, the emails, the donor list, how people are financially burdened, where their finances and resources are coming from. But for some reason, and I don't know why, it's like, unless I'm completely misinterpreting it, but it's like they're looking at candidates who see who could be running, perhaps the top list of people that are going to be running and who is suffering financially and resources. And for some reason, I don't know why I keep thinking Ted Cruz, because Cross is so close to him. You know, how do they need to fund Ted Cruz, where his funding is coming from, who he's involved with. Do you see what I'm saying?
Can you imagine Ted Cruz as president? As soon as we had any kind of catastrophe, run to Cancun.
Yep. Yep. So,
because the video, though.
Can I ask a follow-up? How do they plan to use the information they got?
That's a good question. You know, there's some Republican donors that do not support Trump, and I'm getting, like, to gain strength, to illuminate who those donors are, who the supporters are, get that inside information, and to get victory over them, to get them to come to Trump's team, trying to move to higher ground to get back in the White House. Here's Russia and here's Trump, and learning new details that they can then stir up more division and arguments and stuff about. Somebody may end up in court over this. I keep getting court cards.
I want to say it's a bully tactic, even though I don't have the 5 of swords, but I get the Page of Cups crossed by the devil. So here's you're sort of naive, you're open-hearted, you're emotional, and then crossed by the devil. And the devil is all the devil would encompass. There is a bit of a manipulation. There's like emotional manipulation, financial information or manipulation. So there's just a complete, I have the keys to your car type thing. If you want to get somewhere, then you're going to have to bend to my will type thing. The 2 of Wands kind of says it all. This is endless possibilities. This is openness. This is, we're not ready to act just yet, but when we are, we'll let you know. And then the High Priestess is right next to it. So they kind of just, you know, they have you by the short hair, as they say. So everything, they're using it to control you, basically.
I get that they're going to use it to smear reputations and blackmail for people that are in their favor. There's emotional manipulation there with the Moon and the Fox, and spreading false news with the Snake Rider, and here with Bouquet, smearing people's reputations and saying false stories about people to win favor. But again, blackmail, manipulation,
Lies. More
lies.
lies.
Lies about people's careers and to use it for blackmail, to have something over them. So that's what I get. So, okay. Let's see. Where do you guys want to go to next? I want to look at, if you don't mind, Ken Paxton. I hope everybody caught Rachel Maddow's show. I believe it was Friday night, about what's going on in Texas. The Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton had Hervis Rogers arrested for voter fraud, for voting illegally. Hervis Rogers was on probation for a crime he committed, I believe, 25 years ago, for breaking and entering, and I think theft or something. So under Texas law, Hervis Rogers was not allowed to vote that year because he was still within his probation period.
Yeah, let's not forget there's a black woman in prison for 5 years for voting when she tried to make sure she was supposed to be able to vote, and they locked her up anyway.
Yep. And then you have all these white people using their dead moms and their dead dads to cast illegal votes for Donald Trump, and slap on the wrist. That's okay. You're black, we're sending you back to prison. So Ken Paxton has already been indicted. He was indicted, I believe, 5 years ago for abusing his office. I believe the reporting is that some of his aides turned him into the FBI. And he's been indicted here on 3 criminal charges, 2 counts of securities fraud, and 1 count of failing to register with state securities fraud. I just checked before we went online, and it appears from a reporting in Texas from February, the FBI investigation into the Attorney General is expanding. Something about him using his office for briberies and all this other stuff with political donors.
Marie just said security fraud, and he's still not in trial.
Yep, and he was indicted 5 years ago. 5 years ago, he was indicted, but he's locking up somebody. And mind you, let me just say this: he could have indicted him anywhere in any county that's touching the county where Mr. Hervis Rogers voted. He went to the most whitest, most conservative county to press charges on him, basically guaranteeing that Hervis Rogers is going to go die in prison now. So I don't know how to ask the question, Jenny, and I don't know which way to go, but it's like, he's already been indicted. Ken Paxton is already, 5 years ago, he was indicted.
Well, let's look at Ken Paxton. Well, let's look at this guy that's locked up. I can't think of his name. I'm so sorry.
Hervis Rogers.
Let's look and see if he'll get off first, and then let's go into Ken Paxton deep dive. Curtis, get out of this. How's it going to go for him?
I mean, I heard that story and I was livid. And he did it the same week when the entire Texas state legislature is trying to pass all of those extremely suppressive voter laws, and use Hervis Rogers as an example. Like, look, see, he committed voter fraud. We're throwing you in jail. Ken Paxton should be in jail, not Hervis.
like, how many cards are you going to pull, sir? It'll take some bureaucracy, but I think so. I get the Tower as the first card, which would have told me no. And then there is the Knight of Cups on it, though. There's other people, because this tugs at the heartstrings. So anything that tugs at the heartstrings becomes national news, and then it becomes a bigger deal than they first anticipated, especially if there's an underdog or if there's racism or if there's somebody that they feel as though they've been crushed by the system and they can't get a fair shake. Things like that always tend to garner support, and then they garner celebrity support, and the next thing you know, the Stevens and the Jimmys, they're all talking about it. And so this will become a bigger thing. I do not know how exactly, but somehow Biden is going to either make a statement or get involved somehow, because there is this knight in shining armor with the Knight of Swords, and then there's your Joe Biden, King of Cups there too. I don't know what he can do, but I mean, he is the president. Something could happen. I don't know. Here, however, there is going to be, and maybe this can kind of kick off into his questioning, there is something here investigated with the Hermit card into the past of that man, of the DA or whatever he is. There's something going on for investigating for him. There's something like big time into his past, like maybe past, what he was doing 10 years ago past. But I do get the 7 of Wands. I clarified it with the Sun, so there will be some support. There will be some successful defending. It's just going to, take some publicity first.
Yeah, I get there's a big cover up of something else bigger on top of this, because here's Curtis voting and he's got all this corruption right on top of him, the devil on him. It's a manipulation to get people emotional. It's a Republican ploy. We know that. And then I get, waiting and fighting. I'm actually getting that. I think he'll end up getting like 2 to 3 years. But something happens in the courts, like somebody takes it back into the courts to show like what was going on, the colluding behind the scenes. Something changes, and I do think he gets released, because I get the victory card from that, and I get like America is not going to keep putting up with this crap. They want an end to this kind of crap. So I mean, if you look at it, over 80% of Americans want voting rights bills passed, like the one in Congress, not the one in the states.
I get that there's a big, huge loss or serious depression within the community, but will he get out? The community has knowledge of what's going on. So I don't know if, when I say community, I don't know if this is in regards to perhaps some sort of nonprofit organization like the ACLU or something that can take this case up, but it ends in book. So it's sort of like, so I tried it again, and there's him voting, an important vote, and then something here about that entourage, that's close, very small group circle of people trying to do things. So I think it's going to perhaps take like a big community effort. So I don't know if this would be like ACLU, NAACP, something like that. Because I don't get courts or nothing here, and that's
maybe Biden will pardon him.
But it would be, wouldn't he be getting? Yeah, it's state.
It's a state charge, though, isn't it? It's not a federal charge.
It's
Biden gets involved somehow. But...
So can we? So for Ken Paxton, that dirty piece of crap. What's the question on him? Like,
what's his career look like going forward? Because I want to see if he's going down.
Okay, so what happens?
What does Ken Paxton's career look like? Because he's got these outstanding charges for fraud.
He's already been indicted. He's still under investigation, and that looks to be expanding.
He'll probably be there as long as Abbott's there, because nobody's going to take him away.
Nope. I mean, Republicans, man, these people sure know how to pick them.
Hi, Joe.
That's going to hurt. Yeah, you've been laundering some money, haven't you? One on here. Some fraud, shifting money around. Yeah, he's going away to jail. Yeah, I get it. What's his future? Court. He's getting put away. He's ending to his career, everything that he planned on. I get, like money fraud, money laundering, and truth coming out and action taken against him. And he's going away. Victory, yay. He loses his case. He's going away for a long time, and America's celebrating. No tears.
I think it may take like a year, but I get him going to jail for bribery. I get the 5 of Pentacles and then the Hierophant. Now, this deck is very interesting. It's the Black Cat Tarot, is what it is. And in here, there's the Hierophant, the black cat, giving cheese to the mice. You wouldn't think that this would be going on in such a card, but there's some sort of bribery when you put those two together. He's got some kind of loss. I get the 8 of Swords in the end, which is him going to jail, but it's going to take a cycle. It's going to take some time before that happens.
Over the next year, I get that his career, he's sitting pretty, and he's making a bunch of money. Him and a woman, and the woman being so close, I would think maybe that's his wife, because his career and his reputation here, there's a business, or not business, but career promises that he's made, and then there's the financing, the money, so that he's still in power, so that's what it is.
Who is he? I guess on the leash too. Like, is it some real estate tycoon? Is it some?
It's a real estate guy. It's a real estate guy. And then what I was reading today when I was looking it up, there's more accusations that he and this real estate person, something Paul, Nelson Paul, Neil Paul, something like that, where he had these ridiculous renovations done to his house, and there's like a kickback situation between him and that real estate person. But the people that are accusing him don't have documentation. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like the FBI is looking into it, but
I get his court case doesn't even go to trial for at least 9 to 10 months.
let me see. Let me ask you.
His fraud thing.
Will Ken Paxton go to trial?
I get it. It moves forward, yes, and that's like his ending.
Yeah, I get it, but it's going to take some time. Except that moon, so it's going to go in a cycle of some sort. Mm-hmm. But it's going to take at least a year.
Oh yeah.
Probably as long as Abbott's in there, that trial won't go forward.
Nope. I get that it's stuck, deeply rooted, and dead. I put this one free and then coffin, and the question was, is he going to go to trial? No, it's they killed it. It's dead. He's not going anywhere. They need him where he's at for them to be able to do what he wants them to do, or to push their agenda, if that makes any sense. So, yeah. Speaking of that schmuck, there was a video floating around Twitter. Somebody took a video with their cell phone, it appears like, inside of some sort of a Republican Congress. It looked like not Congress, but a meeting. And who were the people that were there, Jenny? One of them used to come on CNN quite a bit, but he got kicked off CNN for making racist comments. Is it?
I'm trying to remember who was in that video. Some of them were off camera, so you didn't see them. You just heard them. Thank you, Brandon.
Thank you, Brandon. I know the one guy, he used to be a commentator on CNN, and they kicked him off because he pissed off John Lemon because he kept making very racial comments. I forget his name, but he used to be a Republican commentator on CNN. Santorum. Thank you.
Oh, God.
Santorum.
Rick Santorum, yeah.
Santorum and another person giving praise, Republicans, mind you, giving praise to Joe Manchin and Kristen Sinema for screwing up the filibuster, because if we were to redo the filibuster, the Republicans would be screwed. So that's out all over the place. So will the filibuster be modified for voting rights?
Yeah, are Manchin and Sinema now feeling pressure, and will it get modified? Now that we all know the Republicans are just laughing and having a field day with it.
Santorum is gross.
He is gross. I was even surprised they even had him on CNN to begin with.
He ran for president one time.
Yeah.
Yes, it did.
Probably the last in 2016 and lost to Trump. He's a has-been.
It's gross.
They're all gross. They're all just gross, disgusting.
He's like Cruz. He gives me the heebie-jeebies. See him, I think very bad things.
Will they get the filibuster killed now?
You know, I got so pissed off at that whole situation with Ken Paxton and Hot Wheels, that piece of crap, that I'm going to try to make myself happy and think about food, because I'm hungry. What should I have for dinner, Johnny?
I don't have my food cards.
We'll ask it later, if that's okay.
Give you 3 random things. I get Hermit and 6 of Pentacle to start with, which I have no idea what that means for this situation, but there's somebody isolated who is being paid, so maybe this is the Manchin Jr. I don't know. This is going to take a lot more than that, I think, because I get it ends in the strength, so it's still there. Because and the 8 of Swords is here. It's still here. It's going to take a little more than this, but it is possible though, because I do get the 8 of Pentacles and the Tower. Now, the thing that they need to get rid of is the people working there. So when your election cycle comes around, you have to make sure that those who call themselves Democrats, who do not live up to Democrats' name, need to go. And then you'll get rid of such a things like filibusters, and then you'll get your voting rights bill and your everything else bill that you want. But it all depends upon you voting these in particular people out. But it's for right now, it looks like it's stuck in place.
So I got the government on the bottom. I'm getting a yes. It's like they're out in the cold right now, and the Republicans trying to hang on to it. There's fighting going on behind the scenes, and stuff done in secret. But the challenge is an investigation that's going on, and I think this is that January 6th investigation on the insurrection. There is hope for 2 people that have regrets to come forward and offer it up, and I get a yes card. I get the Queen of Pentacles. I get the Ace of Swords. It's like 2 votes. Like they get the 2 votes, transition it away, and kill the filibuster. I end with the Ace of Cups. Like that brings all the, they secure it and brings in all other new legislation that's showing up. But I get a yes. But it looks to me like it may hinge on that January 6th commission, bringing some people down.
I get a yes, something that has been long-standing or is deeply rooted. Something happens to it. The respect for that tradition of some sort, and then something is made smaller here. So it's almost like they do something to where you can get it through with a small number because it's small.
So you don't need 10 majority votes. Maybe it's 3 or something.
Because they make it smaller. That's what I get. What happens, I don't know. So speaking of the January 6th commission, the House Commission, what's his face? Kevin McCarthy was floating around names like Devin Nunes, who was involved, who got called out during one of the hearings. Remember that, by Eric Swalwell? But remember that whole situation,
Yeah.
Jen? He was passing around Devin Nunes' name. He was passing around the barking chihuahua, Jim Jordan, and a few other people. So I guess you were saying, Jenny, that Nancy Pelosi can reject?
I think she can reject. Thank you, Cold Toes. I think she can reject because they were floating around like Marjorie Taylor Greene and all the nut jobs, Lauren Boebert and all those guys. And and Nancy was like, nope, not on this committee.
So I guess, should we start with what will the committee look like, the January 6th committee look like?
If it'll be a fair committee.
I get that it is carefully selected. I get 7 of Pentacles, the 8 of Swords. This is something that is carefully selected. The Queen of Swords and the King of Pentacles. There will be possibly 2 people outside of Democrats that are here. 1 woman, 1 man. There is, however, it's going to be built like the woman in charge wants it to be built. So if it's Gates, it's Gates. If it's Jordan, it's Jordan. But whatever it is, she selected these in particular people.
I get it's a very slow, methodical committee, looking, learning, trying to learn something new. They look at everything. It's a lot of hard work. And it's going to be the way Nancy wants it. And the man that she's putting in charge of it, I can't remember who she put in charge of it, but isn't it a guy?
Oh, goodness. I can't remember.
It's like functioning the way government should, like, partnering. It will be very disciplined. They will be victorious in everything that they research on this insurrection and, the treason and everything that went on. They will have a lot of witnesses. They'll have cooperation also, which tells me there's going to be some flipping. There'll be some cover-ups that are that are brought to light, like they get to higher ground on the cover-ups. But I get judgment, they move forward, and there'll be some indictments that come from this committee.
I get that some people's careers go. Very significant careers that are deeply rooted, kaput, dead, done. People that may have been looking to grow their careers, kaput, dead, done. And that's the news and the feedback we get. It moves forward, but it grows. It's going to grow. It's not going to. If certain people try to stop it or delay it here, to end it, to put an end to it, this says right here that there's going to be news that this thing is significantly growing and branching out. So they might want to end it, and that's what causes certain people to end up with really bad reputations, because this thing grows and it moves, if that makes sense.
So let's ask this. Will they have some significant information that the public sees before the midterms in 2022 that causes some of these people to go away that were escorting around insurrectionists and stuff? Will they get out to the public before the midterms some significant information? Ooh, the car of hope on the bottom.
Mm-hmm. And that's why I was saying, like, it's gonna. I didn't get the elections card before, but it puts people's careers like dead, like. So.
It's exposure card too.
Uh-huh.
So what I asked was...
Do that again, Johnny, because that had a rhythm to it.
I love when Johnny goes, and I also love it when he goes, do, 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 do. He's always going, da, 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 da.
That's my singing contribution, since I won't do it in words, I guess. So what I asked was, will there be information that... What did I ask? I don't know. It was in my head, and they asked. All my voices. They asked basically, is there going to be proof that somebody in Congress was involved before the midterms? And I get talking here with the page of wands, and then covering it is their best friend, the devil. And so, yes, there will be verbal warnings and hints and information. It's not like, Rachel is up at 12 midnight reading all the documents so she could tell us the next day. So I don't know if we'll get proof, but we will get enough hearsay to where we can make, not that we're going to vote for them anyway, but that some other people can make informed decisions, those who choose to make informed decisions. Thank you, Leslie. But the Knight of Pentacles and the Page of Cups means that as we go on, more and more will continue to come out. We will get a little more revelations. The Five of Swords, Five of Cups, they are trying to stop this at every turn. This is going to be touted as abuse of power. This is going to be touted as witch hunt. This is going to be touted as all of those things that they're trying to come against me because Democrats want to rule the world, blah, blah, blah. So yes, there's going to be a lot of heartache and only a hit dog hollers. So you know that once their name is mentioned, then the proof will start to follow, and then they'll be even more upset and even more worried. And then I get it too, and there is the star. So yes, is the answer to the question. Yes.
I get it brings big change. Some people's careers are already put to bed. Here's the guy heading the committee, and Biden sitting up on top. It's going to reveal some payoffs and side deals, all that sort of stuff. And at the time of the elections, they'll be zooming in on Trump is what I get, passing judgment on him. This will be big news. It'll lead to more investigations, bringing their strength behind this, looking into the past, also probably looking into the kids, and yeah, it's like the end of some people's careers. Like they're going away. They're going to be howling at the moon. Nothing they can do about it. America already sees it. Bye-bye.
I get that this commission, I don't know why I'm getting feedback, but I hope that's not too bad. They take away their progress over a long period of time. So it hurts them over a long period of time. Think Benghazi on steroids, because we actually saw with our own eyes their voters coming to the Capitol to kill everybody. They take away from them over a long period of time. It drags on and on and on. So
thank you, Laura. Thank you, Laura and Miss Brazil. So for basically the next 10 years, we can talk about it and put these people to shame.
And okay, so here's a follow-up question to that one, if you don't mind. How do I word it? So we know that it's going to hurt the Republicans.
As if them not getting vaccinated and killing themselves isn't enough.
Yeah, I mean, really. We were just talking about that backstage, you guys, where I was asking Johnny and Jenny that I don't understand. I really don't, because they're saying COVID is a hoax, which it's not. Get yourselves vaccinated. COVID is a hoax. But then let's give Donald Trump all the credit for creating the vaccine for a hoax.
But don't force the vaccine on our people, because that's like being a Nazi.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, they're killing off their voters.
And while also claiming to not get vaccinated because it's going to make you magnetic. I don't understand it. I don't understand it, Johnny. What were you going to say?
What? I was laughing because, like, if I'm in like the grocery store or something and I hear somebody that's obviously Republican, because I live in a little bit of a Republican area, I'll start like wisecracking, like, oh yeah, they've got all those little microchips in that vaccine. Don't be taking that. It's like, let's see your ass in prison, the hospital next.
Freaking idiots, man. I swear to God.
If you're going to believe it, I'm going to put it right back to them the same way. It's like, oh, yeah, you don't want that vaccine. Go ahead and die.
So for the January 6th commission, can we ask what will be the outcome of the commission? Like, once they're done with everything, what's going to be the outcome?
Will they hold Donald Trump responsible ultimately?
Okay, I'm going to ask. You asked that. I'm going to ask a different question.
Okay.
I'm gonna
we may get the same answer, right? They kind of already do hold him responsible, in their comments. I'm sorry, Jenny, what were you saying?
So it's the same vortex of evil, so it'll come out.
Sword of truth on the bottom. Truth's coming out. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Thank you, Marie.
Ooh, this is going to be a strong commission. I start out with like Trump, and he'll be in court at the same time too. But I get Trump, Republicans, and Russia, and partnerships, and the devil, corruption, all coming out, stealing, trying to steal, the big steal, purely for entertainment purposes. Only YouTube. We are not in support of the big steal. They get to higher ground on this commission. They see everything they did to try to block it. They shine a light on everything. They show the voter manipulations, but they also show like their friends they paid off, the peanut butter boys, and they're all in pictures with them. The oath creepers, all these guys. Strong commission, strong. So there's a strong with that strength card, because my question was, will they ultimately hold Trump responsible? And I started out with him right in the middle, connecting him in with everything, and ended with strength. Yeah.
So before I that's upside down. Before I open my mouth, I want to check something here. I think I am correct about that. So that one's green. That doesn't count. This is called the Tarot of the Black Cat, or Black Cat Tarot, or whatever. And there are two white cats in this deck, and I pulled both of them. One is the World, completion, and the second's the Fool, Donald Trump. So leave it to him to be out of place, right? So yes, this will come to a completion. There will be a lot of people on the outs with the Five of Pentacles. There's a lot of very prominent people by the Six of Wands. Like, these are people you know the names of. These are household names. There is a lot that her commission. I'm getting Nancy Pelosi as the Empress twice now. So she is creating this, and she will be the one to sort of dictate its pace. This in particular thing, and maybe because she was personally offended, has really gotten under her skin. So I think she wants anybody to go down, and she is going to make sure, I think, at least right now, that she is going to find any and everybody that is involved. But ultimately, you will see him in the end. Thank you, Crazy Cat Lady. You will see him in the end being connected to this big time.
Is that a duck on that card or a cat?
Cat. All of them are cats.
It looks like a duck almost. Oh, it's the tail of it. It looked like a or a goose, like a goose's neck.
I get that I asked what will be the outcome of the January 6th House Commission, and I get there's the rallies right here, the dangerous rally, the rioters that came to the Capitol to cause havoc and punish people and all that stuff. There are members of the party here with Garden that may go to trial or may get a referral to the Department of Justice, and their luck and their games and their hope and opportunity ends because they're being referred for punishment or some sort of a legal referral, if that makes sense. There is in particular, if I look at the heart of this spread, there is in particular something here that comes out that may have to do, if I read this card here literally, that may be around Ted Cruz. Possibly, if I read it literally, like, how the Lennies can be literal. Cruz, some paperwork or documents or a notebook that he left in office. Okay, so, and also the people that have already been arrested that were at the rally that are isolated right now, that are waiting to go to court or are in court. It's almost like their documents or what they have said, what's documented in the courts as their defense points back to Mango. But there's something here, Cruz, paperwork at the office, if that makes any sense. Because this person if I read that as a person, then he was before an audience.
Well, if you remember during the insurrection when they went to Cruz's desk, he had paperwork on it for his speech to, fight the Electoral College thing. And they were like, taking pictures of the speech and like criticizing. And they're like, they were so stupid they didn't understand what they were reading. And then it hit them. Oh, and they said, he's one of us. He's one of us.
Mm-hmm. And it's people within the party that get signaled out. And then they get referred here for trouble.
Thank you, Milan.
Then their fun times come to an end. So that's what I get. I get that they're going to get people within government that participated one way, shape, or form, either through written documents, mail, something that's already in the court where they may have been mentioned, anything like that, paperwork that was on desks, anything like that. So that's what I'm getting. So can we ask how Kevin McCarthy is feeling about this commission? Because after he sat there and stripped Liz Cheney of all of her stuff, now she's on the board and they have subpoena power. And Bill Barr is no longer there to say, oh, yeah, don't reply to that subpoena. That's totally cool. So.
But after Nancy is like, no, Marjorie Taylor Greene's not getting on here and stuff. Mm-hmm. Like, how's he feeling about it? Because he did a revert, like he wasn't going to assign anyone to it, and now he is.
Mm-hmm. So how is Kevin McCarthy feeling about the January 6th commission?
He realized he needs somebody on the inside of this committee. Hey, Lori. The way of positive.
Hey,
So Judy Craig says, could we start a rumor in Trump circle that Obama is 100% against drinking Drano? I'm here for that rumor. Let's do that. Do not drink Drano, Obama says. And then, of course, naturally they're going to do it. We go right ahead. They got a lemon flavor, I'm sure.
Kevin, you're in a bad place. Yeah, I expect you are anxious. I talk to my cards sometimes. He's doing a little dance. It's like, here he is, like, just, I'm not accepting anything that's offered. He's got Biden behind him. He's got Trump below him. He's got his donors up above him. And he feels like everything he does, he's howling at the moon. Like he can't move forward on anything. And he's got court stuff coming up. He's all anxious. He's trying to make plans, but he like can't get anything moved into action. He's going to get backstabbed in the courts. So thank you, Marby. So whatever's coming up with the insurrection in the courts, there's a lot of details coming up that he's got regrets. And Johnny, you're reading who's going to play next on I Regret Knowing Donald Trump. It might be Kevin McCarthy.
So I get burdened first, and it is about his power. He feels as though he's kind of been cut off at the knees with the 10 of Wands and the Magician. And I get the same thing with the Oracle too. Like he feels as though somebody's chopping him off at the knees, which is good. But I will also say, because the Oracle I pulled, he does have a disproportionate view of his actual power. So you're not the Speaker of the House. So you are not the one in charge. So this is really your fault. Because you shouldn't have thought you was so powerful in the first place. But there you go.
I get that overall he is nervous. Not crap in his pants, but nervous, because it ends here with birds. This is nervousness, jitteriness. Not anxiety, just nervous. Because the House has access to all the documents and subpoena powers, and that will be public, and everybody's going to hear about it. Chit, 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 chat. That's all that's going to be on the news. And his priority is, crap, how do I spin this? But also, he wants to be Speaker of the House. There's House, here's key, here's birds. He wants to be the Speaker of the House. But everything is going out before the public. It'll be reported to the public. Do you see what I'm saying? The public is going to find out about the results, no matter how you spin it. But I get he's just a little bit nervous. Not crap in his pants, just nervous. So that man is way in over his head, and he has no idea. He has no idea.
Well, if he get it out of Trump's butt, he might find us.
So can we ask this? Is Kevin McCarthy going to be subpoenaed? Because I got letters. So he may have to be, the House, it was House, Key, Letter, Garden, Birds. So they may give him a subpoena. Hey, come talk to the committee because you need to talk. So is Kevin McCarthy going to be subpoenaed by the commission?
First card says yes. His name is brought up a lot. And you will find that the people that they are talking to, and this is kind of how a lot of the politicians are getting in trouble, is repeated exposure. You're going to find that a lot of the people they talk to have a common thread with the same name. Oh, I got this from Manchin, or I got this from Taylor at Green. I got this from such and such. Like, I talked to such and such, and they all have the same name in common. None of them are saying, oh, yeah, I talked to Pence. No, I talked to Marjorie Taylor Greene on Thursday. This person says she talked to them on Tuesday. This person says she went on a tour with them. Like, they have this common thread, and he's going to have that. So, yeah, question comes to you.
It's going to be a trap too. Like they're working out all the details in the investigation and who he partnered with for the electoral college votes and stuff. Nancy's committee getting the plan off the ground. They're just biding their time to bring him in. They want him to share information. He's going to be very, very burdened by this whole committee. Judgment's going to be on him. But yes, he will get subpoenaed, and it's a trap. They're going to, like a perjury trap. Like they're going to try and see if he's going to lie about stuff. There's stuff that's he's hidden that they're going to try and trap him in.
I get yes, but he remains deeply loyal. And there's a woman in the house that makes him very nervous, but also a woman in the house that she lost something in the house. So I'm thinking this is not so much Pelosi as it is, what's her name? Liz Cheney, because she was here and they took that away. They diminished her. So I get a yes. You're going to have to go see the lady you stripped of her crap because you want to be a bootlicker.
Can we ask how Liz Cheney will do on the committee?
I want to see how she's going to treat McCarthy while she's on the committee.
Yeah,
all the
other Republicans. How will she do on the committee? Will she bring out all the dirt on the Republicans?
Oh, 555 petty boots and order you some today.
And I'm not over here trying to rehabilitate her career. That woman is not a friend at all. But I do respect her for trying to stand up for truth in an era where the Republican Party has gone mental. So
I just wanted to be petty.
What's that?
I just wanted to be petty.
Oh, me too, Johnny. Wouldn't that be great? How is Liz Cheney going to do on the committee?
I think that's going to happen, though, actually. It starts with the Seven of Swords. She's got a plan here. It's not the most high vibrational of plans, because there is the Three of Wands that circles it. So there's some sort of endless torture type thing. And it's not a 11-hour like they did for Hillary. It's kind of like I reserve the right to subpoena this person for questioning, right? Or not subpoena, but because Nancy has a subpoena power, but you see what I'm saying. Like, hey, I suggest this person to be subpoenaed. And then they subpoena this person on Tuesday, and then, okay, they're done with their questioning, and then Tuesday night, she calls you back again, and then she asks you one question, and then you can go. And then Thursday, she asks you two questions, and then you can go. And then Thursday night, she has some sort of non-high vibrational plan. I don't want to say that because it's not sneaky like the Seven of Swords would say. It's just kind of petty, is all.
She's going to wear her petty boots.
There is the Six of Cups and the Six of Swords. This is a troubled passage that she has had, and so therefore she has a bit of revenge in her. Like it or love it, hate it or leave it, as I say. But she's doing everything within her allowance, so it's not like this is illegal. It's not like it's even wrong. It's not even immoral. It's just this is something she's able to do. For one, she's in the house. For Pentacles, she has the power to do so.
So do you think she's setting them up to put them into like a perjury trap?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That way you don't get, because see, they tried to do that with Hillary by questioning her for 11 hours. But this one is drip and drop. Do you remember what you told me 2 days ago? And so that's kind of what I think is happening there.
Yeah, because they sacrificed her. She's going to wear her little petty boots, and she's heartbroken over what's happened to the party. And she wants to bring a sudden break to it, of all their gallivanting around like they're hot stuff. So she's kind of like going undercover and bullying. She'll be very independent and forceful is what I'm getting. But I get, here's little Kevin McCarthy again. She's going to burden the crap out of him, put him in defense mode. She's passing judgment on him. And again, that perjury trap coming up. There will be an action taken against Kevin McCarthy is what I'm getting. Everything's going to change. Liz will ultimately be a little bit of a star on the committee because she's going to bring out some of that insider, dark undercover current.
And Democrats and the talking heads are going to love it because it seems like there's a Republican against Republican, so they're going to exploit that.
I get that she has knowledge of all the false praise and everybody that's a powerful enemy within her own party. Mountain is also enemy, very powerful. The enemies within her own party that lied in order to obstruct and delay the elections, she's going to grow this thing and grow it and grow it and grow it and make sure that it is deeply rooted, and she's going to investigate but also set traps here. She's going to outsmart the ones that think they're smart because she knows. Right here, she has knowledge. And then also, let me see here.
She's going to try to purge the party, isn't she? A little bit of some of these troublemakers.
It's almost like purging, because here she has knowledge of the lies that people are saying about the elections to manipulate it. And it's something that is very powerful and dangerous and hurts. And this enemy here grows. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's like she knows exactly who she wants to call in, because she knows she has knowledge of those that were lying about the election to try to manipulate it and change it. So whether that's in her own house, in the Senate, in the Justice Department, Homeland Security, the Pentagon, wherever, like, she has knowledge. But what pisses her off is that it's coming from a very dangerous enemy. And it's hurting the country as a whole, if that makes any sense. So have fun with that, Matt Gaetz, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Lauren Boebert, Kevin McCarthy, and all you other schmucks, because this is going to be fun to watch. Get your popcorn. Are you going to get popcorn, Johnny? Okay, Johnny, please, may you please. Johnny. Johnny, if it's not too much trouble, can I please ask a very petty question?
I love petty questions. For these boots are made for walking.
Is your tarot food card deck available?
Mm-hmm. It can be.
Can we ask, just to be ass hats? Well, because I want to be an ass hat. What should we have on the buffet the night that the commission hearings start? Just to break it up a little bit, you know.
I'm going to warm up my tea. I'll be right back.
Okay.
What are you? Let me get somewhere. Oh, that
is that caramel popcorn you got too?
Of course.
Oh my God. See, now I'm going to have to go to Trader Joe's, Johnny, because I was eyeballing you yesterday. You don't need that. You're a fat ass. Put it back.
Mind you, Sylvia, who's probably in here, she lurks like I do. She sent me that.
Oh, thank you, Sylvia. So the question is, what should we have on the buffet the night that the commission House Commission hearings start?
We need 5 cards. I feel like we need like a mukbang type thing.
So okay, let's do it. Party.
Let's see. First one. The chip breaker. That's guacamole. I'm all for some dips. Dips are always a good thing. Guacamole.
That's for a Cancun cruise.
Yep. When he gets called out, bust out the guacamole, guys.
Guacamole. That's number 1. Number 2 on the agenda.
What?
Let's put that there.
What is
it? It was tofu. We don't need tofu.
No, we don't need tofu. We're trying to be
I mean, there are some vegans. Hello to the vegans. But we not tofu. Okay. Instead of tofu, okay, there's a steak.
Guacamole.
That's a little petty. I mean, we just threw away the vegans to replace it with this. No vegans around.
And you guys get fancy. Go get you some filet mignons, okay? Or some Wagyu beef.
So right now we are guacamole and steak. And then a gyro, a hero, or whatever you want to call it, a good old gyro, the mispronounced as it's called. Okay. I mean, we'll be nice to the vegan. Well, you can't actually eat these either. Well, you can. I'm pretty sure this is a bagel. Some of them are gluten-free and vegan-friendly. We'll keep that one on for those among us who can't eat gyros and steaks. How about that?
Have that for breakfast the night of or the day of the game.
And finally, we have no beverages in here. A hot dog. I'm here for that too.
There's a lot of meat on here. It's like eating a pound of flesh or something.
Well, there will be a lot on the grill.
Uh-huh.
To read the cards, there is the World card. There is the King of Wands, so there might be some investigations. There is the Two of Wands, so there is an open-ended investigation. And then there is, what's 8? 8 is strength, is it not? What is number 8? Number 8 is strength. A very strong open-ended investigation. And then 6. What is 6? I don't remember. 6 is the Lovers. So yeah, we will have a lot of people that may be called to the carpet here, and they will be all on the same side, it looks like.
So there's your buffet, guys. Make sure you write yourselves a list. Go to the grocery store. Get ready for the commission. Get plenty of champagne.
We got guac, steaks, heroes, and hot dogs. And
you know what would be just ideal is if they indict Matt Gaetz, and then like the committee can't call him in because he's in court for his indictment for trafficking.
So I was, you know what, that was one of my questions. His little buddy Joel Greenberg got his sentencing extended because he's given up a bunch of stuff.
Still cooperating.
Still cooperating. So what is Joel Greenberg giving prosecutors about Matt Gaetz?
Or anyone else, because there's a whole bunch of Florida political people involved in this.
Yep.
Yeah, what was he, the commissioner of transportation or something down there? I forgot.
No, he was the tax collector.
Yeah.
Tax collector, that's what it was.
So Joel Greenberg giving,
but he had access to all the driver's license bureaus and stuff too. So there's somebody that's over transportation that's going down because they were helping him with fake IDs.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what question am I asking?
What is Greenberg giving up?
Okay. Because at this point, I'm pretty sure that Matt Gaetz's intestines are in a knot right now because he's still talking. What are you talking about, sir? Oh.
You in trouble, homie? You don't even know it.
You know what? All of the horrible criminals of the world all seem to go down for taxes.
Seriously, just start a church, you idiot. I'm there. I solved it for you.
I was just getting that too. Are you getting something about taxes?
I don't know exactly who, but somebody. He is telling some information about somebody's taxes too, as well as other things. But this is prominent right now because this wasn't expected. I figured, he'd be talking about trafficking or parties or whatever. No, there's somebody's taxes here. And there's a Queen of Wands here, which means it'll be in court at some point. And there's a man here who's done it many times because he abuses his power. That means he's in an office somewhere. So there is somebody in office, possibly a young man with the Knight of Wands, who has not paid taxes or has done some sort of illegality when it comes to his taxes. And he's talking about that too.
I'm getting something similar. I'm getting he's giving an abundance of information, but he's giving up like the whole network, and his challenge is to speak the truth. So there may be some lies they're having to kind of work through. But I get, like somebody shifting taxes around, some like shifting losses on their taxes like Trump did. That's what I'm getting. That person's going to get very, very anxious, because he was the tax collector. So he would know if somebody was shifting around stuff on their taxes. Something that he held very close to his chest as the tax collector, and how he helped them secure that. It's something that was manipulated with their money. So somebody's going to jail over tax evasion. Is what I'm getting. I get at least 8 people in court that the tower is going to crash and burn on them for the children and the money. It's all like getting investigated and going to court. I get at least 8 people.
Again, he's given them information on who around his home or who in the house was delivering the resources, the phone calls, and the negotiations that were made. So finances, delivery of finances, phone calls, meetings, conversations, perhaps also donors. But it's somewhere domestic. It could be, this could be saying someone in the house that was financing, so like a Matt Gaetz, but also domestic executives, if that makes any sense. So, or people that are around his area where he lives that have a crap ton of resources. also perhaps other large political donors. There's a lot of resources here that were being delivered here and who he was meeting with. So that's what I get.
Can I ask this is not necessarily related to Gates, but for Greenberg, by the Oracle, thank you, Prairie. By the Oracle, it says that there was some sort of what do you call them in polite society? Like it was a Mickey. What do you call that?
A what?
He drugged people to
Roofies.
That.
Yeah.
And so, is there some information he's given up about that? Because I get here, this is the sex and indulgence and the drugs and all that, and then this is something about a fuzzy brain. So it's like he's somebody that he was around, or maybe him too, drugged people the Cosby way.
Well, did a Cosby, yeah.
Yeah, and there was a report about that too, that they were trying to get the girls to do drugs, and then when they didn't want to, they would just pay them to do the drugs. So if they were doing that, I wouldn't be surprised if they were slipping people drugs and nobody knew, you know? So is he telling them about them drugging people?
Thank you, Letitia.
Well, we start with the fuzzy brained on the bottom. Traveling people that they traveled with, that they got high.
Oh yeah, many of. Storks is always on top of something. It's talking about an increase. Tower is also having height over someone else. Yeah, this is about getting many high here. The many, and perhaps also drinking or mixing it with alcohol or something like that. Mixing it in their drinks, whatever, something like that.
I get even, yeah, like blocking them from leaving. Like there's the R word going on here, you know, fighting, rape. I'm getting like.
Because with these, I got, like I say, the indulgence and then like the fuzzy brain with these two. And then I get the exact same thing here. I get the lovers that would go with this. And then I get the Knight of Swords, erratic, and then I get the Seven of Cups. There's your erratic energy and your fuzzy brain. So yeah, they've drugged it. Now, mind you, what kind of a deal can you possibly make after admitting to that type of thing? But
a butt plug. So when you got the soap.
Well, he was basically pretty much looking at the rest of his life in jail, so maybe he'll get out at 90 instead.
So we're moving on to some petty stuff here. We're going on to CPAC now. For those of you guys that have not seen CPAC, please do so. Don Jr. was high as a kite. I swear he was out of the stratosphere and like by the moon or something.
High as a kite with no strings.
High as a kite with no strings, Johnny.
And grossing his children out.
There's a clip of Spanky on Twitter from his speech at CPAC. And get this, this is what he says. This is what he said about polling. If it's a bad poll, I say it's fake. If it's good, I say that's the most accurate poll perhaps ever. That was one of the things Trump said about polling. So Jenny got some questions about the CPAC, and there was, look at those kids. They look so miserable. Like, why is this guy with us? I hate him.
Who is this high as a kite person that claims he's our father? You know, look at the faces, just complete, like, the body language. So it's like Ted Cruz's daughter that like pushes people away.
She's all get off of me.
So there's a card that was being floated around at CPAC, and it was a 7-part plan to restore Donald J. Trump in days, not years. And this is the plan. Let me read it to you. Number 1, reveal the Achilles heel. Pull back the curtain on the horror show that is today's Democrat Party. Watch Pelosi melt like the Wicked Witch of the West. See the Black Caucus and other key groups flip unexpectedly and watch the tables turn. Number 2, Witness a trusted conservative elected as Speaker of the House, and finally reveal suppressed results of existing investigations into election racketeering. Step number 3, correct the official record. Reveal that Trump legitimately won the 2020 election. Step number 4, the Speaker of the House drafts articles of impeachment for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Step number 5, citizen Donald J. Trump is placed into the line of presidential succession behind the vice president by electing him Speaker of the House. Step number 6, Speaker of the House Donald J. Trump then calls for a vote to impeach, charge, and remove imposters Biden and Harris. And finally, step number 7, duly impeach, charge, and remove Biden and Harris, whereby rendering all acts of said imposters while in office null and void and of no effect. Then, duly elected Donald J. Trump resumes his rightful place as the U.S. president. That is from the cards that were being handed out at CPAC. It comes from trumpcard.patriot, SOAR, all in caps, soar.com. What were you going to say, Johnny?
Citizen Donald Trump.
Citizen Donald Trump. So the plan
If
is...
he is going to be reinstated in August, then that means he's still president. So if you're calling him citizen, then that means he's a citizen.
But Johnny, this is what I don't get. You're going to be reinstated in August as president, but then you're also announcing that you're planning to run for president in 2024. Which one is it?
Yeah, because he can't run again if he's reinstated.
Which one is it? My brain can't keep up. It doesn't make a goddamn bit of sense. I'm sorry. Doesn't make any sense. I can't. So the plan is to get Nancy Pelosi out, get the Black Caucus and all minority groups fighting amongst themselves, impeach Biden and Harris, have what's his face come in and become president, and then he pulls in Trump, who would be the next in succession, and they charge and convict Biden and Harris and all the other Democrats, and then Trump is the president. That's the plan, according to the seven plan.
If you get rid of Biden and Harris, Pelosi is president. I mean, I was not the greatest in government in high school, but I know that at least. Where does Trump come in above Pelosi?
That's the thing. They want to get Pelosi out of office and then take over the House. And then when they take over the House, impeach and remove Biden and Harris.
They're so stupid. It's like, okay, so you might try to take over the House or whatever, but you still have to get it through the Senate to remove. The removal part's done by the Senate, which is 50-50 right now.
And you still need something to impeach them on, which means they have to be indicted by the House on what?
Exactly. Wait, I'll tell you right now. Imposters, I think. I don't know. It's convoluted.
Because they have different faces. Are they wearing somebody else's faces?
Stealing the election.
And other petty news for those of you that didn't know, because Johnny and I were having a good laugh at it yesterday. Spanky hasn't been paying what's his face, Rudy Giuliani. So Giuliani has turned to crowdsourcing, which means he's trying to raise money on GoFundMe now. And his goal was to get $5 million in donations. So far, he's only been able to get 100 donors and raised $9,000. But he's trying to raise $5 million for his lawyers.
For his legal fees. Now, this guy has a house in the Hamptons, a house in New York, a home in New York, an apartment or whatever. It's like Trump. Trump's got all these multi-houses, but he's still grifting and grifting and grifting. Why do you need a fundraiser for your legal sources?
And what dumb Becca-Canet gave you $9,000?
I mean, $9,000 is a lot of money, Johnny.
It's a lot of money.
But it's like, who the hell do you think you are trying to raise $5 million? $5 million he was trying to raise.
For legal fees. You need more than that, homeboy.
So I guess we should look at the CPAC first, move on to Rudy Giuliani, and then we need to get on Weisselberg because Weisselberg is in a crap ton of trouble.
Well, because like the My Pillow guy, Mike Lindell, also is saying that Trump will be back by August 13th, which is probably from this in days, not months, not years campaign. So let's see, how's this going to work for him?
What the 7-step plan to restore?
Yeah, the 7-step plan. They left out 5 steps. There's 5 steps in the 12-step program.
It doesn't make any sense. My head hurts. You're going to be president next month, but then you're going to run for re-election in 2020. That's not how this works. That's not how this works. So how will the 7-step plan to restore Donald J. Trump go? Oh, I figured we would have a good laugh at the expense of the moron.
I cannot figure this card out. Are those dolphins?
I mean,
let me see. What is it, Johnny?
It's the 9 of Pentacles. I think those are dolphins.
Or they could be sharks.
Or sharks.
Or sharks. I'm trying to be nice.
It's so interesting because that's a 9 of Pentacles. You wouldn't think that kind of scene would be portrayed.
Well, she does have a hawk traditionally on her, which is a bird of prey, right? Traditionally in the Rider-Waite.
Yes, it's fancy because the bird is dressed up.
Yeah, it's got the little thing on its face for
this
falconry.
cat in water being circled by fish. It's like the tables have turned, like Saturnalia type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How is it going to go? This is not the 5 of Wands, but it looks like it. This is the 5 of Swords. You're outmatched in this in particular thing. You can't. I mean, that's like. I mean, this is the reading is water wet type. It's like this: the Wheel of Fortune and the 5 of Swords. You're gonna run out of time. You can't do this in particular thing. It's not possible. All that good stuff. Not to mention, this is all stupid. Like, come on. Try to get him re-elected, not reinstated. Go for that. That's what you need to be going for. But you still have a whole chunk of Republicans that might want to run for president. So that's a whole nother thing.
The people that claim to be patriots that know the Constitution in and out have failed to realize that there is no constitutional or legal mechanism to do what they want to do at all, without overthrowing the government. So.
And meanwhile, there was no conversation about what their platform's going to be because they don't have one. Their only platform is, stop the steal. Yeah, somebody drank too much when they wrote that crap. They're because all the votes have already been tallied, and they're secure. So, the Republicans and all the people that are meddling around with the votes that are doing this, stop the steal thing, they're going to end up in court. All these lies and everything, that's going to bring changes to you. They're all going to get actions against them. They're going to get put in defense mode and end up investigated. It's the same old, over and over and over again. Just to be a celebrity for 5 minutes of fame.
Oh, God.
Speaker of the House. You can't even talk in your own house.
Seriously, come on now. And that's the thing. It's like, speaking of which, did you see that Matt Gaetz said that he was going to vote for Donald Trump to become Speaker of the House? It's like, he's not even an elected official, you moron. Like, they can't keep their story straight. But I get that this is going to further divide the party or his base. Because it's a long shot. It's a long shot to hope that for the election, but also there's distance here because of this.
They might as well have called it QPAC, not CPAC, because there were no Republicans there except for the Quackers.
Yep. And then it further divides it here. Do you see what I'm saying? So some people may lose hope when they see that he's not reinstated, or when they see what they try to do doesn't work, so they look forward. It's a way to rile up the base for the upcoming elections for a win, but it causes further divide. Do you see what I'm saying?
It's also a diversion against everything that's coming out about, Trump Ward getting indicted and stuff.
Because if you look at this is a 7-part plan to restore Trump in days, not years. Well, the only way to take over the House is the upcoming election for next year. So you still have to wait until next year. Do you see what I'm saying? So it further divides. It's a way for them to rile up the base, hoping to win the election, but it also divides. If that makes sense.
It's like, even if they got rid of Nancy Pelosi, we still have the majority in the House. We would put another Democrat in as Speaker. They're so stupid.
They're so dumb, so dumb. So, I think we should move on to Weiselberg, because that is getting interesting. The Trump org has just terminated Weiselberg, right, Jenny?
As CFO over the Scottish golf club. He's still at Trump org in New York, but they terminated his CFO position over the golf club in Scotland, which, by the way, was being investigated, right? So is that a way of getting him out of the way before they go in and investigate the Scottish golf club? What's going on? Why did they terminate Weiselberg from the Scottish golf club?
Under the bus you go, but don't.
Wait, let me back up.
My gears are stuck. Oh my God, I'm going to hell, Jen. You and I are going to hell. And then you're in deep shit if it's Don Jr. all high driving the bus.
God, I get a vision. Somebody gets run over here, and then he's in his high stupor saying, and then looks over there. That's him. What was that? It's over there. Whatever it was. It's over there. Oh, good old crack.
Oh, God. You got any more of that crack? I really like me some of that crack.
That's what
Tyrone Biggums.
The C stands for crack. That's what C.
That's really. They all spelled it.
The crack pack, because I bet you everybody knows.
They're all huddled together.
Oh, Lord.
There were so many pictures on Twitter flying around that were showing like white on the Junior's nose, and Gargoyle was just outrageous.
Oh God, she is so nasty, man. Like,
There's
God,
an article saying that Donald Trump is annoyed by her.
I would be too. Have you heard that girl talk? Have you heard her talk?
She doesn't talk, she yells.
I know. That's why I call her the Banshee. It's like, someone please muzzle her. Let me see. So why was Alan Weiselberg terminated? Under the bus you go, you go.
Wheels of the bus go round and round.
Oh, Lord.
Hi, Lynn.
Ay, Dios mío.
So I get with the 5 of Wands and the 6 of Pentacles, there's money that's under investigation, basically, because it ends in the Hermit and the King of Pentacles. So he's, for whatever reason, now here's my thing. I interrupted myself twice, I understand. But here's my thing. If they are investigating, what is you not working there going to do?
Yeah, you already committed the crime.
If you were smart, then you'd leave him there. That way he could call, hey, that file on that bottom shelf, make sure that goes away. I mean, something. Why would you fire him because he's under investigation from Scotland, mind you? Why, like, that means nothing. You're still under investigation. You're just not working here anymore. Maybe it doesn't look bad on the company because people still know who you are. Donald Trump was there for 4 years. That looks bad on the company. So that's why, is because of the investigation and the money, but I don't get it myself. It just seems ridiculous to me.
I mean, they did take his passport away from him, right? So it's not like he could travel and stuff. I get that they're, it's like they know they're going to lose this case. That's what I get, because he's got the power over the organization, and all these investigations coming in. They're worried he'll talk and talk and talk with the messenger, and they're worried that he's going to flip and change, and they're watching him closely. So the family is bullying him because he has a lot of information that he holds close to his chest. He knows everything. They know that they're going to return on Trump here with this victory with that, and they're trying to shove him out in the cold. They don't want him cooperating. They're worried he'll cooperate.
Which we should follow up on with next. So why was Mr. Weasel fired? Because there's going to be some prolonged arguing, perhaps in the courts, a lot of fighting, but it'll be a win for the organization, for Trump org. Or it could be quite literally somewhere very, very large where there is a lot of land, like a big open land area. But
of course,
yeah, because there's here to achieve an argument, and then there's success here and a win for the organization, or where there's a park. So they fired him to save the organization or the park, so that they can, because in their brains they're thinking that'll look good on the organization. Not like you guys have been doing this for 30 years or so. Just fire him now and you're all good,
I got breaking news.
What?
There's a video of Donald Trump in Weaselburg. There's live footage for you. There's some live footage.
We're all going to hell, you guys.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Oh, Lord Jesus. Oh, Lord.
They just came through and see you in the end just now. I had to show
Oh, Johnny. Oh, Lord.
Oh, my cheeks hurt.
My stomach hurts. Oh, God, Johnny. So here's a question. Here's a follow-up. Does Alan Weiselberg know that he's going to get thrown under the bus? Like, does he suspect to be ran over by that little yellow bus?
Did they paint some road white lines over his body?
And here comes Junior.
Like a more Wile E. Coyote cartoon.
Did they tell him stand here by this sign? You were a bus. Thank you, Diana.
Oh God. Does Alan Weiselberg suspect he'll be thrown under the bus?
You know what? No, that is a very important question, because that dictates what he's going to do going forward. Because Michael Cohen was in that same position. And he said, the last time I talked to him, we didn't talk nothing about him, trying to help me out.
Remember those pictures of Trump when he was acting like he was driving that big tractor trailer? It's like, you see him on a bus, just mowing everybody over.
Well,
Ay. These people, and somewhere out there, Ivanka Trump is crapping her pants.
yes.
Mm-hmm. because you did exactly what Weaselberg did, but for a lot more. So have fun with that one, Banky.
Okay. I don't know. Maybe this is wrong. I don't see how you wouldn't see it, but this says no. He's not aware that he's going to be abandoned. Maybe they've had a conversation that he got some other kind of interpretation from. But there's a Knight of Wands, your progression, your change, your all that good stuff, your action. And then 3 of Cups. There's still some community and there's still some good feelings back and forth. And then I got the Fool and the 10 of Cups. Like he, forever, whatever reason, thinks that they're still family. Now, mind you, Weaselberg has known Trump forever, but you've known Trump forever. When has he ever stood by anybody? I mean, he even said, I think Don Jr. would do better in prison than Ivanka. That's not a conversation you should be having. Thank you, Mary. But it ends in the 7 of Wands. So once he starts to feel the pressure, it will become evident. But right now, I think he's still under the impression they're okay.
Mary's my soul sister from Sedona. She was my roommate in Sedona.
Hi, Mary. Thank you.
Thank you, Karen.
I hope I'm not being too inappropriate, but you know, I'm kind of.
I start out with the devil on the bottom. They're all corrupt. They're just all corrupt. So he thinks he's getting away with it. The challenge is they're going to sacrifice you, dude. So he thinks he's getting away with it. He thinks it's just a transition he's going through, with the organization. He's a little anxious, but he's hoping for good news from the courts. And he's still like doing his day job every day, still bonded with them, still partnering with them. The same old. So I don't think he's clued in yet that he's about to become a speed bump.
Oh, hi, Allie P. Hello. Oh, I wanted to say thank you so much for the gift card. You are way too kind. And if I'm completely out of control, it's because I went to Starbucks before the video. And
it's Allie P's fault.
I love Allie P. She's the best. So I get that he's going to start becoming very suspicious of generosity and kindness and caring, and things are going to be brought to light. And the investigation itself will be very successful. So if he does it now, he will soon. So, and the question was, does he realize that, he's going to be the sacrificial lamb and that he's going to get thrown under the bus? And it sucks we didn't get to all the questions because we never do. But we are at 152 and we got to finish up with some really stupid, petty questions.
I got one for a second while we're on all this. Yeah, Johnny always calls Trump Medusa, because he shows up as Medusa in that deck that has Medusa in it. Like, if you look at him, you're going to turn to stone. Will Medusa ever have to look at Medusa? Will he ever be forced to take a hard look at himself in the mirror?
Okay.
Well, then let's just ask Medusa.
Medusa.
Where are you?
Medusa.
Get my purse out here. It's a chewing gum down there too. I don't know where they are. Thank you, good vibes. Oh, there they go. They're with the food cards, actually. He'd be forced to look at himself.
interesting. We were watching a show the other night, yesterday, as a matter of fact. I think it was on Netflix about dictatorships and stuff. And I was like, oh my God, we saw that here in the US for the last 4 years. And I am surprised to a great extent that the system held, because you guys got to remember it was under Republican control in the House and the Senate for the first 2 years of his term. So, but if you guys want to watch a really cool show, I mean, it does have a little bit of sadness, but it's really cool and it's funny and it'll make you laugh. It's called Penguin Town on Netflix. About little penguins in South Africa. They're donkey penguins, so like when they make noise, they sound like donkeys. Super fun show, super cute.
Oh, and thank you to Kim, by the way, who sent us the card after her donation to the, what is it called? Peaceful Valley Donkey Rescue.
I want a donkey so bad.
They rescued
They're
them.
the cutest. I love them. I love them so much. I think Moose would like to have a donkey friend, but I don't think donkeys like dogs.
Oh, it might. Everybody likes Moose, though.
I know.
It's kind of funny how it's coming out. It's like, he would be anxious to like look at himself. Like, he would be anxious to look at himself in as far as business and work that he's done. Because I have the work card up here, like a day to day, it would just flip him out. But he thinks he's perfect. He thinks his family's perfect. It's like, but as he goes through all these transitions in the courts and everything is coming out and everything changes, everything gets a little dark and murky as he goes into defense mode and as his children do. And then it's like, I guess my closest card to Medusa, like, taking a look at the devil and himself and having to take a good hard look and cast some judgment. I think he may have to eventually.
That's what Medusa is the devil. It's jealousy and envy and greed and all that in there. I believe he would, and I think he would be forced to. Because here you have something that is kind of out of control with the fire, and then you have the wizard. The wizard's not a bad card until you couple it with something that indicates he abuses his power, something like fire. So there's an abuse of power, and then the winds of change. Change everything. No matter who you are, no matter what you are, no matter how long you've been what you are, change changes everything. So this is going to be forced, and then the serpent. And there's certain things you can do and certain things you can no longer do. You can't, run a 4K when you're a serpent because you have no legs. And then it ends in the hand of fate. This is something you would be forced to do. You would be forced to change, forced to look at yourself. Deathbed, basically.
Yep.
Because these other two, I get in silence, depression, sadness, loneliness, and your alternate reality, your ego, your narcissism. So you would be forced to look at yourself on your deathbed.
I basically get the same thing. Not for a very long time. And he's already, 74, 75?
Yeah.
He's cat crap crazy. He's lost his mind. He wears a diaper. Like, maybe those 2 seconds before it's lights out, maybe then he'll get it. Like that.
Or on the other side,
Yeah.
have to look at himself.
So we're off to the petty questions. Who snorts more cocaine, Don Jr. or the Banshee?
Who's higher?
Do I have cards for that? Let's see. What's in the cards? Let's look at the cards again. What's it? Oh, I'm going to use the beach cards.
Lots of sand and
That's what I thought.
don't get the food ones out with the donut on it.
Let's see. Ooh.
Who snorts more cocaine, Don Jr. or the Banshee? Oh, man. Oh, Lord, I can't. These people. With all that, something better than to
I mean, give it to me.
I'll happily spend it for you. Not on cocaine.
Ruby, give me your $9,000 too. You ain't gonna do nothing with that. Like that pastor said in church, you should. If your house costs, if you're looking for a house and it costs $32,000, and all you have is $1,000, take the $1,000 and give it to the church, because you can't buy the house with $1,000 anyway. It's like, man, if you don't get somewhere and sit down.
Oh, you're showing me some other stuff too.
I mean,
oh my.
Okay, I got it now. I called there. Perfect. That's my card for drugs. Yes, right there. Abuse, and then the liar. Now that could be either one of them, right? And the siren and the wizard. I think it's her.
You think it's her?
I think it's her based upon she has more time to do it than he does. Now, I don't think when they do it, it's her. I think it's just over time, it's her. I think, but once they get going, like at the crack pack and all that, then it's him. But I'm gonna go with her, the siren, the banshee, the one who screams out noises out into the night.
I think it's him. I get the one that the investigators are moving in on, and that's trying to lay low from the investigators. That's getting all anxious, and he's like on par with his dad, right? He's like, and is drinking too. So businessman junior, I get a big yes on it, and then I get like for stealing, going to court, getting those indictments coming. Not liking what's offered and spending a lot of time in the court and getting judgment on him. So good luck with that, DJT.
I get that for Junior, there's almost like a health dependency at this point. It's routine, like he's on a schedule.
Addicted.
Not. It's funny because I don't get the addiction card here. It's almost like it's routine for him, for his health, to get that little bump. For her, it's more like she's a bit more steady with it, and she does it mostly when they're out partying or in large gatherings with people, with friends.
She drinks.
or rallies for insurrections.
Yeah. For her, it looks more like a social thing. For him, it looks like more a routine, daily occurrence. So,
thank you, Sean.
Thank you, Sean. So there you go. There you go. And that's all I got for tonight.
I only smoke crack with my friends. It's not a daily occurrence.
These people, I'm telling you. Lord Jesus.
Because we flipped back to our old schedule, next week we're on Johnny's channel.
Yeah.
We're going back to our original order around on the channel. So we'll be back on Johnny's next Sunday. Tuesday night on Johnny's channel, also for the non-political questions.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be Tuesday at 7 p.m. It'll be three of us joined by Adrian and Shining Hawk Healing. And on the 23rd, I will be with Sienna on Sienna Rose Metaphysical. And we will be live at 1 p.m. Mountain Time, 3 p.m. Eastern. And Sunday, we will be doing a giveaway of the light veil, Jesus.
Johnny.
That's one of my favorite decks that I use all the time in personal readings. I love it. Beautiful.
So we will be doing that, and it is brand new. I don't send y'all use decks or at least on open ones unless they were donated. And I think somebody is, oh, there's Pam. I think she's going to donate a deck, and so we'll have something else to give away too. So we'll have that, and pick my light up eventually.
And I think that's all we got, folks. Thanks so much for hanging out. I hope we weren't too, well, I hope I wasn't too petty. Inappropriate.
You never get too petty with these people. Look at who we're reading on. Come on. Don't get petty.
I want to thank everybody for hanging out. Thank you, Johnny and Jenny, for reading with me. Next week, back on Johnny's. Thank you, everybody who super chatted. Thank you so much to Allie P. You're the best. And I'm all high on not on cocaine, on coffee. So bye, everybody. Bye. Thank you, moderators. Bye-bye.